Hi, so this is the first episode of our show, Badass Digest, with me, Devin Faraci. So I figured I wanted to really break it in the correct way, which is with some beverages and some good friends. So I'm here at the CineFamily in Los Angeles, California, with Amy Nicholson of Box Office Magazine.
Cheers, my friend.
And Jeremy Smith of Ain't It Cool News.
Salute.
Salute.
Fancy.
But we have been here for a little while. So we're about 3 Irish whiskeys in as we begin our discussion of this year's summer movies. The third highest grossing movie of all time hit theaters this summer. A lot of money was spent. Were any of these movies any good at all? No?
Yes.
What was the movie that for you was sort of the bright spot of the entire summer?
Oh, well, that's a completely obvious answer. It's Step Up Revolution. The fourth in the best series of movies ever made.
The principle here that you're going with is that the existence of Step Up 4 means the entire summer of 2012 has been vindicated.
Absolutely. It's like proving the existence of God.
Okay, so that's incorrect. So I'm going to need you to chug a little bit. No, go ahead. I'm going to need you to chug a little bit because that was an incorrect answer.
All right, count me down.
Sorry. 5.
And because I'm
4,
sitting next to her.
3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so you had the right answer. No, this is a terrible summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about why this summer sucks so bad.
Really, none of the films lived up to my expectations. Even, I think the film that is probably, like, most audiences loved was The Avengers. Which I'll allow does work once it finally gets its ass in gear at the end of the movie. But
You mean for 1/3 of the movie it works?
once again, we got to go through this whole arduous setup of, assembling the team, which I thought we were taking care of in the earlier films.
Right.
No, it was just, it
all over
was
again,
prelude to more preface.
The prologue to the prelude to the preface.
In a way, it should have hit the ground running, and it should have been a lot more fun. And it is fun when you have the team together and they're fighting the aliens.
Hulk smash.
Unfortunately, you're also wrong because while The Avengers does take too long to get started, it is an excellent, great fun time at the movies. So I'm going to need you to chug as well. I'm going to count you down.
I just chugged
Give him
it.
6.
5. You too. You go as well. Both of you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So The Avengers was the only bright spot of the big movies of the summer. But the thing is, well, I'm sorry.
That is so wholly untrue.
You're really going to come at me with Step Up 4 again, huh?
Well, no, but I'm going to be one of those people who says I think Spider-Man was just a cut above.
All right, well, guys, thank you for coming here to film this. I appreciate it, but we're pretty much finished now. All right, bye-bye. Seriously, Spider-Man a cut above?
Yeah, it at least
cut
was an
above
entire
what?
movie on its own.
I thought you...
It had a holistic beginning to end. It was young. I like the fact that Peter Parker is no longer a nerd because I'm sort of sick of nerds ruining the entire thing for everybody by dominating culture.
All right, I can't speak for Jeremy here, but I'm definitely done with this because as a nerd, I am offended deeply.
But you're a cool nerd, which means you're a nerd, so it's okay.
Okay.
But at least
is
this
very
movie had a
personal.
beginning, a middle, and an end, and it was not like, hey, wait 2 years and pay $12 more and you can continue.
So
to
this
see
is where we
this
come to
one
now. We were like, okay, this movie actually had a beginning, a middle, end, and so therefore it is one of the better movies of the summer. That's actually where we're at.
Yeah, that is where we're at.
Jesus.
Bar is
But then
lowered
there's
that
Step Up
far.
4. It nails on every single level it sets out to do.
Stop. Chug.
All right, count me down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chugged. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, well, wait, let me ask you something.
Okay, you can finish your wrong thought.
Have you seen Step Up 4?
No.
Okay, 5, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is your punishment. Now go see it.
You're very easygoing. A movie has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You're happy with it,
sold.
and a movie has a look. You're pretty much happy with it. So
Completely
this is
sold.
it. This is wow. Speaking of movies with a specific vision, is Prometheus. Probably the most disappointing movie of the entire summer. Am I alone in feeling that way?
Yeah, because it's ambitious, because, it's a film that comes on asking a lot of questions, and it gets off to a fantastic start.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It engages you intellectually, which is very rare for a summer film.
So, see, I found that Prometheus was so profoundly disappointing because here's a filmmaker who, while he has not had the best few years, decade, he has still the ability. He has the budget, he has the freedom, he has the cast, he has the concept. This all together should have made a movie that was a transcendent science fiction story, and instead it was just garbled nonsense. It was and I know we're not supposed to swear on the show, bullshit, I felt like. I know, I'm sorry to offend you such.
He should not have brought on the screenwriter who asks questions and resolves nothing. I have nothing like personal against Damon Lindelof.
I do.
Like you do. Clearly, yes.
October 12th, 1983. Lindelof, I'll never forget.
But on a certain level, in visual artistry and as an experience, a movie experience, I will take Prometheus over all of the other disappointments of the summer.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
It aimed higher. And also, I think you can't say anything wrong about Michael Fassbender's performance as an android. I mean, he never blinks the entire movie.
Another movie that I thought was incredibly disappointing was The Dark Knight Rises. Now, listen, here's the thing. I know that you guys out there in YouTube land and in the world know that I am like an anti-Batman guy. I didn't like Batman Begins. I didn't think The Dark Knight was the greatest movie ever. I only gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I got death threats for that.
As well you should.
But I thought The Dark Knight Rises was a massive disappointment. It was a movie that I think is a big wet fart to the end of the series, and I think doesn't really match up to what Nolan can do. Amy, what did you think of Dark Knight Rises?
Well, can we just say the important thing? The reason why it doesn't match up to what Nolan can do is because Nolan doesn't care about The Dark Knight Rises. He's completely checked out. He didn't want to do this. He did it for a paycheck. He said, ta-da. And he didn't care if his fireworks sizzled at the end.
What do you think?
It felt like the film was going to be the punctuation to like the summer, and that it would be the movie that just continued to play. I figured that Nolan would connect with audiences as he did on The Dark Knight, but that didn't happen. I mean, if you notice, and obviously box office is telling the tale. It's not the smash that The Dark Knight was. And if you talk to people, and the more they pick over it, there are people who have really championed the film and believe it works. But for the most part, people they didn't connect.
Yeah, I think you couldn't say it's a dud. It's just not a very good movie.
Let me ask you this. This is a philosophical question.
Right.
If The Dark Knight had never existed and this was the sequel to Batman Begins, would we think this was a good movie?
My mind is blown by that one.
Whoa.
The big movies this summer were kind of disappointing, but the little movies, I feel like, delivered. I mean, Moonrise Kingdom.
C'est le temps de l'amour, le temps des copains et de l'aventure.
I'll take this disappointing summer just for that one film because I think it is one of the great coming-of-age films. I think that it is something that we will mention in the same breath as like, some of Truffaut. I mean, maybe even the 400 Blows.
Step Up Evolution.
Maybe
Mac
even
and Me.
Step Up and Mac and Me.
Yes.
Yeah, and it does have parallels, but I mean that's just. I mean it's rare that you get a movie of that quality in the summer, and
it's such a beautiful movie too. I mean, that's the thing is that it's gorgeous looking. We live in a time when movies are sort of all jammed into this one visual aesthetic, which is hyperkinetic and frankly crappy. But the beautiful buttery textures of Moonrise Kingdom is just so lovely, and it's a movie that I think is one of the problems with movies today is that we're losing 35 millimeter. This was a 16 millimeter, but when you see it blown up on 35 on film, it is an amazing film. It is just maybe my favorite movie of the year so far, possibly. That and Beast of the Southern Wild is another one that I love as well, which would be very popular with the commenters too, because we're trashing Dark Knight but loving Beast of the Southern Wild.
I see that I'm a little piece of a big, big universe.
So it's been a disappointing summer. There's been some bright spots. Hopefully the rest of the year can pick up a little bit. I want to see you guys hopefully back here at the CineFamily in a couple of months, and we can sort of talk about what comes in the winter and the holiday and the Oscar-y movies. The Master is one. What else are you excited for the rest of the year? Looper is another. We'll be talking to Ryan Johnson on the show. We'll be talking to Ryan Johnson on this show later on.
But wait, we can't end. We have to talk about Ice Age 4.
That's exactly why we have to end right now. Thank you guys very much for being here. What did you think? You big fans of The Dark Knight Rises? Do you think that Spider-Man got a bum rap this episode? What's your favorite movie this summer? What do you think was the biggest disappointment? Comment below, subscribe, and we'll be back again next week with all new stuff, a whole new location, and possibly even a different kind of liquor. I'm Devin Faraci, and this is Badass Digest.